Greetings, travelers. We are in Triumph, Buras, Louisiana, about 65 miles south of New Orleans on Highway 23. This is Fort Jackson, named after Andrew Jackson. This fort was active when the British came up to New Orleans. I want to show you this part here. You see this grassy area with the little dirt roads? When I come back, in about 2 weeks will be the Orange Festival, and that patch of land there will be filled with tents, food, music, rides, amusement rides, Ferris wheel, and that big field in the back there will be full of cars. It's a 2-day festival. There'll be activities on Friday and then all day Saturday and Sunday. And in the fort on Saturday and Sunday, the Washington artillery will be here. 2, 3, sometimes 4 guns, cannon. And they'll set up in the fort with old-timey setup, 1860s tents and cooking on the fire and cast iron pots and pans, and they'll present themselves like a living history exhibit. And then see if I can get you on there. Then on top of the fort over here by that flagpole, that's where the cannons will be set up, and they're pointed out into the river. That's the Mississippi River. So you have the fort here, and looking to the east into the Mississippi River. Across the way is another fort. I don't want to see this boat. It's hunting season for ducks, so we got duck hunters. They were pretty active this morning. You could hear them out there. And now as it's getting later in the day, it's time to go back to the dock, or actually the boat ramp. And just around these trees is the boat ramp. Now these facilities, probably 200 acres or so, is open 24/7 to come visit the fort. The fort actually inside is locked. It'll be open for the festival, but during the rest of the year it's locked up, but you can walk around the fort, do some fishing. And yesterday was a cleanup day. You can see the trash they pulled out. A bunch of branches and twigs and stuff. And just general garbage. Clean it all up, get it ready for the festival. Had the lawnmowers out mowing the yards, mowing the fields. And I'm a little early for the festival. 2 weeks to be exact. But I've been here maybe 5 times for the festival. Never came this early, and got permission to camp here. Now normally you can't come here and set up a tent and your grill and all that and stay for 2 weeks in one spot. If you want to come out and fish and suddenly have to take a nap at 2 in the morning, that's okay. It's patrolled 3 or 4 times a day by the sheriff's department just to keep an eye on the place. But that's where I generally park for the festival over there. And it's nice. At 8, 9, 10 o'clock gets very quiet, and almost that magical silence you get in certain camp spots that you just hear nothing. It's very refreshing. So at this camp spot right there, it gets very quiet, except you'll hear the hum of the big ships coming by. Those big diesel engines giving out a hum. It doesn't wake you up. It's just a droning kind of noise. And you can kind of tell by listening what size ship it is. Those big tankers and freighters, as compared to like that duck hunter went by, you can tell by the different engines what's going by. The tugboats sound like a big ship, but they're moving much faster, and they move up and down the river, helping to move. On the other side of the fort is the big pond, and there's bass in there, and Mr. Alligator, and I've had no luck, but on that side of the fort, there's spots where I park. I like to move every day, move around. It shows that you're not a permanent resident here. And also the deputy knows me and has my number. And I call if I see something. We had some kids the other night partying here outside the fort, not in the fort. And I don't mind some partying, loud noise, 10, 11 o'clock. But about 1:30, they're shooting guns, particularly a 12-gauge shotgun. We found the shells over here. So that's kind of my limit. If you want to come out and party and have a good time, that's fine. But when the guns come out, it's kind of time to call Sheriff John Brown. And they were out here quite quickly, and party ended. I was on the other side of the fort, so I didn't see what was going on. And I'm not coming over here at night. Hey kids, what are you guys doing? No, I'll just let the sheriff do that. And within 20 minutes, they were all gone. I don't think it's a big deal, but they want to protect the fort, and you don't want to trash this place. So I'm not a real busybody, but when there's gunshots, I'll call the sheriff. They can deal with it. So that's our fort here. We'll get pictures when the festival opens of the inside. Lots of activities for the kids. They got the orange princesses will be around here. They have a contest for the orange princess queen of Plaquemines Parish. And just down past these trees is a water spigot. So it's a dry camp. You pack in and pack out, and they have water available. So no electricity, but that's okay. Temperatures have been great. 65 at night, 75 in the day. We had a little rain yesterday, but all in all, it's a great spot. And I get up, have my coffee, and go into town, see what's going on. They got a library down there and a visitor center, and come back at dark, pick a spot, always moving around. And the deputy gives me a wave and a thumbs up. So, but in general, the general public is, you're not going to come here and pitch a tent. There's not campsites, campsite number 23. There's nobody here to say, we want you to camp over in campsite B. They don't collect fees. it's a unique situation because it's open 24/7. You could come here and sleep in your vehicle for a night and move out in the morning. That wouldn't be a problem. But you're not going to come here for 2 weeks or a month and set up a tent and a campfire and your tables and chairs and blue tarps and all that stuff. That's not happening. And they'll quickly remind you to spend the night and move on. But I got some little privileges, and it's wonderful. I volunteered for the cleanup yesterday, and the sheriff was there. He appreciated me calling about the party. It's just kids partying. The bridge over there's got some rework. We're standing on a gun placement. This could have been World War I. A lot of times these forts, they'll build a gun placement and it'll never see action. But I don't think this is 1863. This is 1863 over here. And it's Fort St. Philip is the one across the way. And you can only get there by boat. And it's in disrepair. It's falling apart. They can't afford to fix all the forts. But it was critical that there was a fort on that side and a fort on this side. And the Mississippi takes a bend in this area. And ships back in those days, whether a sailing ship or a steamship, had to slow down for this curve. And that's why the forts were put here. British or Yankee, whoever's coming up here, the rebel army here held back Farragut and his fleet for 6 days before they could bust loose and get up to New Orleans. They had chains and ropes and stuff across the water to try to stop them, but high levels of water, the Yanks were able to get past. But they bombed the fort. The fort was shooting back, and Fort St. Philip was shooting, and for 6 days it was quite a battle. Not great casualties, but I think one Union ship went down. And so they've kept this place pretty much intact. I mean, it's not going to dissolve, and it's not fixed to its original state, but it'll be here for a while. Okay, this is Fort Jackson, Louisiana, about 60, 70 miles south of New Orleans. All right, kids. We'll get back to you during the festival.